guys, my name is Willem. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to LRDX Cars. It's not the best weather here today in Belgium. It's a bit raining. But yeah, today we're going to make a test drive in the Tesla Model Y. It's, I've already driven some electric cars, but yeah, Tesla is of course, like you know, the most known one, the biggest one to now sell full electric cars. And he changed a bit the car market in the last decade, in the last 10 years. And there, I think it's a very good thing he has done. It's something we all need to respect. One man can change a market, the car market, an industry so quick, so fast by building very good full electric cars. And yeah, let's dive into it. Going to tell you a bit more about this Tesla Model Y in today's video. It's already the best selling model from Tesla this year and I think also last year. And yeah, I can get why it's a bit bigger than a standard 3. And I'm gonna take you around, so enjoy the video, guys. Going to quickly take you around the exterior because the Teslas are not the most pretty cars, I can say. It's not that they look ugly, but yeah, it's not the most crazy exterior design on the outside. Of course, because they are full electric cars and they are more of daily cars, not real sports cars or luxury cars or anything. They started 10 years ago, I think even more than 10 years ago, with the Model S. More of the sedan car, it was a bit smaller. And yeah, it was a big success, the Model S. I think they sold already more than 1 million of Model S's in the last years. And yeah, mainly because of the good battery he offered, the good electric engine he offered. He was way before the other brands were even started thinking about building electric cars. He already had like a full electric one out. And yeah, it's quite cool that he has changed the market so quick, but talk a bit about that while we're driving. Then after the Model S, I think the Model X came, the known one with the special gull-wing doors that open up. It's quite a cool thing, but yeah, practically on daily usage, when you're taking it maybe in a parking lot, it's a bit more difficult, I think, to use those doors. And then after the X, the 3 came, because he wanted to go for the full lineup name Sexy, and yeah, he wanted to name it the E model, but it wasn't possible because another brand already uses that name, so he chose it for the 3. And the Model 3 was also a very good selling one. It was a bit smaller than the Model S. Of course, the X was, like the name said, a bit of the SUV. And now this one, the Y, it sits a bit between the X and the 3 model of Tesla. And you can see it, it's not really an SUV, but it sits a bit higher. You have like the higher roofline, so a bit more spacious on the inside. And yeah, it looks a bit like the 3. You have like the known Tesla lights on the outside. And the fun thing is, yeah, the most other car brands, now it's getting better, but in the last years, yeah, during Corona, of course, there was like a lot of waiting time on newer cars. And because Tesla is quite simple in its specs and in the things, the options you can choose, you can only go for 5 colors, I think, on the outside. I think it's this black color, a grey color, a white color, a red one and a blue one. That's it. You have like 2 different choices of wheels you can go for. That's it. So yeah, not that big of a difference on all the cars. That's why he still could deliver cars very quick. I think the owner of this one, big thanks to the owner for letting me borrow it, only needed to wait 3 months for his new car. So yeah, that's a good thing. Tesla still offers nowadays. And yeah, we'll have a closer look at it. It's a very big boot you always have on the front and on the back, because the battery pack sits most of the time on all the Teslas in the floor. So quite a good center point of gravity. On the Model Y you have 3 different cars you can go for. The performance version, which is like the quickest one. The four-wheel driven, the dual motor, that's this one, and then you have a rear-wheel driven one. And we'll tell a bit of the specs of those three different ones while we're driving. And I'm gonna maybe here already show you a bit of the boot. Like I was saying, 2,150 liters of boot space you have here on the back. You have like a full size boot. You have nice mat in underneath even. I think other very deep even where the charging cable is, like you can see. It's a very deep boot. That's quite handy. And you also have one on the front, here on the side even some extra spaces. Then you can put like all the seats down. That you have like the full space on the inside. Of course automatically opens and closes itself. Quite cool is how the door handles work on the Teslas. You press here and they come outside and you need to pull them. We're going to show here the rear seats. It's also on the inside you only have like I think black leather or white leather. That's it. You have like a full glass. Like the glass roof, that's from standard always on the Model Y, and you have heated seats on the front and on the back as standard, so that's quite a nice option already from standard. I think the car starts at about 50,000 euros, so not the baddest. Of course it's fully deductible. Like some Alcantara on the inside, some suede. It's on the upper side some plastic, just black leather, simple stitching, buttons to open the doors. You have your window switches on the inside. Like I said, you can pull like all the seats down, all the ones that you have like even more space here on the inside. Pull that backwards, guys. And here in the center, I don't think you have even something to pull down here in the center. Nothing like that. You have, like you see there, some holders to get your clothes on, but like you see here on the inside, it's very simple and clean. And quite nice is because you have no gearbox, that there's no higher part in the center position. So it's really to fit for 3 people. I'm gonna maybe already get in here on the inside. For like sort of a view here. Close the door. A view here of the front already. It's quite spacious in here. You have like a lot of light on the inside because of the glass roof. And quite basic. And turn the camera around. Personally, I think it's quite basic. If you compare it like other brands, BMW, Mercedes, Audi, it's much more of a quality finish on the inside. Bit nicer stitching, bit nicer leather, but yeah, simple and clean is for a daily car. I'm not gonna say really a bad thing. You have everything you need. It's quite comfortable in here. You have like headspace enough, like 1.80 meters. I think even guys of 2 meters can fit in here. And I think even with 3 adults here on the back seat. So that's quite nice. Here on the air conditioning, you have like some USB-C ports to charge. Quite simple, like you see, nothing really special. And then I'm gonna go to the front, that we can also go a bit through the multimedia before we go for a drive. Press the handles again. I think it's quite special. You have the dorsal Model Y. Some subtle details here. Then you have the window switches again, the button to open the door. Some simple, I don't think it's real wood, but it could be wood to have sort of a finish here on the inside. And then, like you see, on the steering wheel, not too much going on. Just simple buttons, I think, for the volume, things like that. Here you have like your indicators and your wipers. And on the other side, turn it around, you have your mode engager, reverse, upwards, drive, downwards, center, neutral, park, press here. That's it. The center here you have another very big space to put your sunglasses and things like that. It's quite deep in there. Sorry for all the stuff that's in there, because it's a car from a friend of mine. And here is the key, quite special, no real key, just this sort of card like you have on a hotel. You need to press it against, I will show it to you on the outside, against the A-pillars. You press the card and the car will open or close. And you sometimes need to put it in here, to give it like a touch here, that the car puts itself in drive. Sometimes it asks it cup holders in the center, like you see here. Even some more storage space, I think again with levels in. Smart of Tesla to do. Charging port, of course. Yeah, quite nice. Here on the side some extra storage space. And then the main thing where you interact with is this 15-inch display here in the center, where you will find everything. Here you can even charge your phone automatically. Maybe put my phone there that you have a look at it. Yeah, just put it there and it automatically charges. Cool 599XX car that I saw on Goodwood. Then I'll take you a bit through the screen. You also have like the front one that I just opened up, that we'll have a look at in a minute. But you also have wood in the front because there is no engine in there. Then if you press here car, you have like a lot of different things you can go through, like all the lighting, your mirrors, children lock, even a lock for the windows. To open here the dashboard. You have here some storage space for your papers, things like that, or some other things you wanna keep in storage. Then you can even put like a camera on. Maybe if the car is on a place that you don't think it's that safe, to secure it a bit. Then you can do like a lot of things, set yourself, like how the throttle response needs to be, how the steering needs to be, if you want it more comfortable or more sporty. You have sort of a stopping mode, that when you normally press the braking pedal, the car brakes, but now you can choose for if you lift off the gas pedal, the throttle, that it will automatically brake from itself. So that's quite a cool thing. A lot of new cars now have. You can have even an off-road assist on. Here to charge. This is the four-wheel driven dual engine. So it's the one in between. You have like the lowest version that has rear-wheel driven and 450 kilometers of range. This has 530 kilometers of range, because it has the bigger battery in here. Like you see, now the car can only drive 200 kilometers because it's like 40% charged. But normally on a quick charger in half an hour, the car will be full. 500 kilometers can easily be done. I think even more, 550. So that's quite a good thing. You can even see the pricing, or do like sort of planning that the car knows when to charge on your trip and when the best time will be to charge up. You have autopilot, of course. Tesla has already cars that can drive by themselves. Then you have like your keys, your lighting you can change. Here on the screen a lot you can change. The brightness and everything. Your last drives, you can see how long you've driven, how much you've used. If you find that interesting. The car automatically does like software updates by itself. So that's quite cool. Go back here to car. This is like the main screen. I think they're using Google Maps, like you see. Very clear screen that of course also adjusts itself depending on if there's something changes on the road, if there are roadworks going on, things like that. Also if there is a big traffic, you all can see it on the screen. Yeah, it's quite nice. Then we'll show you here some. You have like your media you can play. If you press here, you have like the air conditioning you can set. Now put it a bit lower because I don't want that much noise on the inside while I'm filming, but normally you can set it automatically. You can choose how it needs to blow. You have even a button when you're leaving the car. It's quite smart. Tesla has thought about for your dog. If your dog is in the car, that there's still some air conditioning for your dog. Maybe in summer it's maybe quite necessary. You see where the air floats here in between. It's also quite a special thing. You see it here on the screen. Yeah, that you can adjust, like I said. Heated seats are standard here on the front and on the back on the Model Y, so that's quite cool. Then if your phone is connected, you can of course do like hands-free calling. Then, like you see, the cameras are also quite good here on the underside of every mirror, and then a rear view camera that's quite clear. It works very well. We'll see in a minute while we're driving. Maybe use it. It's I think it's very good cameras. Then you have like all the apps you would normally have on your phone. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto come from standard. You can play Spotify. You can listen to your own music. Put maybe Waze on if you'd want. So you also have like a heated steering wheel. You have like the windows that can be heated if it's maybe freezing on the outside. Then your Bluetooth connections if you want to connect your phone. You have all the radio stations. You can even log in. You can see a lot of radio stations you can go through. And it's quite a nice thing. You can even play YouTube, Netflix. Like you will know, the inside of a Tesla really is like almost a computer. You can play games even on here if you maybe need to wait for a long time in the car. Yeah, it's quite cool that Tesla has so many fun things all about that. It's an electric car, so it's a bit more boring to drive, but he's thought about giving some cool details here on the inside, like all the multimedia, and it all works quite well. It's quite easy to interact with, the clear screen. And then I think it's time to go for a drive, guys. Look forward to it. And I'll also quickly show you here the boot in the front. It's quite raining. Like you see, you have even an extra boot here in the front where you can fit like another trolley in maybe, or like one bag. Here's now the charging cable in. Then you also need to change up the fluence for the wipers. And then, like I said, it's time to go for a drive. Quite like the basic look on the outside. It's not too crazy. Personally, it's not really my favorite. Like it's really beautiful or something, but it looks clean. It looks nice, simple headlights. Some airflow here on the underside. Yeah, not too crazy. And then let's drive because the weather is quite crazy. Yeah guys, change the view. I think it's quite a nice one, and you can also have like an overview. You can of course automatically change the seats, which is quite nice. Press on the brake, put it in drive like it now says. Like I was saying to you, sometimes it asks to put the card here back in the center, that the car gets itself into driving. Now like you saw, the seat automatically moves itself back to the last position you've saved. So that's also quite a cool thing you can do, to set your own settings in when somebody else is driving your car. Maybe that you can always put it back. And we're now in Lommel. Going to drive around here a bit with you guys and talk a bit about how Elon Musk has changed really the car market the last years. It's really something special I think he has done to come out of nowhere, build in 10 years like the best selling car brand that's out for now. Also the market value is the highest of Tesla at the moment, the stock value. So it's wet here on the outside, but we'll see. On this version, the four-wheel driven version with the highest range, it claims 5 seconds, 0 to 100 time. You also have like the performance version, like I said, it does it in 3.5 seconds. And if you take like the standard one that's only rear wheel driven, it will take 7 seconds. So this one normally needs to be in 5 seconds. The top speed is normally 217 kilometers an hour in this version, and in the rear wheel driven one, the performance version, will have like 250 kilometers an hour top speed, so that's quite fast. And yeah, we'll see. There you can put your foot off the brake. Like I said, the car will not drive from itself like you normally would have on an automatic car. Only by pressing the pedal it will go. So maybe change here some of the settings. Acceleration is now standard. You can also put it in chill. The steering is comfort, so it's not that important that the steering needs to be like very quick. There's coming a car, so I'm gonna pull up, guys. There we go. Here you can see the speed. 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. That was quite quick. Think it would be 5 seconds, not sure, but it's also wet on the outside. Of course, because an electric car has all the power from the start. There don't need to be like RPMs getting higher. So that's why the 0 to 100 time is always quite quick on electric cars. So that makes it a bit fun, I think, that you have like a good fast 0 to 100 time. Maybe do it another time here. Stand still. And there we go. Again. But I won't do it that often if I was you, because of course the battery, the range will of course get very quick, very low, because yeah, the car of course uses more electric power to get like a fast acceleration to drive real quick. And yeah, that's normal. I think it's the same when you drive sporty with a petrol-driven car, with a fuel-driven car. Then you also use more fuelage. That's yeah, it's normal. And of course, in the winter when it's cold outside, or it's maybe the wind is quite heavy, then of course the car will also use more power than normal. But Tesla still is now, after the last 10 years that we all know that the car market needed to change, that more and more cars would need to be electric, or mostly all of them here in Europe till 2030 they say. Now still 10 years that every car manufacturer is now making electric cars. Tesla still is the best, so congratulations to him. It's something special that even after so many years you still are like the best one to sell electric cars. So that's quite a cool thing he has done, I think, to still do that. Like you see, you know, even have a view here of the traffic lights. Quite funny things about a lot. Of course the car will keep itself in lane from standard. Like now it reads stopping signs, traffic lights, speed signs. It's all does it automatically. That's quite an easy thing, I think. Yeah, like I was saying, the Mercedes, BMWs, the Audis, they all have electric cars now, but I think none of them, they claim 500 or 600 kilometers, but none of them can really drive like 500 or 600 kilometers fully electric. Only Tesla does it that well. On the Model S variant, you also have the plate version. Don't know if you have it on the Model Y. Don't think so. That's like the highest one, and it even does like 700 kilometers fully electric. So that's quite insane to think about. You can drive that much kilometers fully electric. Yeah, that's it's cool, I think. I'm gonna be honest, from the beginning I wasn't really the biggest fan for Tesla because I'm a petrolhead. I love the sound of engines. So I was like, what is he doing? He's changing the market. I don't like that. But yeah, to be honest, I'm also a guy that thinks it's important that we get like a bit our ecology a bit better, that we have like more that we think more about what we do with, that we drive all around in petrol cars, that we take the planes, that we have like a lot of bad influence on this planet by driving all in the cars. But yeah, the thing then is thinking about it, are these electric cars really that good as we all think? No, I already said it when I drove the Mach-E last year, the Mustang, fully electric Mustang. It was like one of the very first cars that I drove that was fully electric. Also driven the Taycan. You can also go watch those two videos on my channel if you're interested. And I said then in the Mach-E video that to produce these electric cars, to produce these batteries, there is also a lot of bad air going out to create these cars. So yeah, I think I once read in an article, you need to drive 1 million kilometers in your Tesla before it really is a good thing to drive fully electric. Otherwise you could better drive a petrol car. Because yeah, these batteries, where will they go when they are out of lifetime? On a normal engine, it's made out of steel, so we get it to the trash yard, the engines, they melt it again and we make like new engines from it. But yeah, on batteries you can't really do that. The nice thing is the warranty of Tesla is 7 years on batteries, so he really believes in his batteries. But yeah, after 7 years, what are you going to do then if the battery dies when your car is 10-year old? Then nobody will, in the first place, will want to buy the car because it's nothing work, because the battery doesn't work. And like you see, here's no button on the inside, so if the battery doesn't work, you can't start the car, you can't use the screen, you can't do anything. Coming to that point, that's the biggest issue at the moment for a Tesla. That yeah, there are still a lot of electrical faults or electric issues with the car, and then if one thing doesn't work, the whole car doesn't want to work. So the owner of this car, he says, he's my brother actually, says that every now and then he needs to go by the garage for Tesla, because yeah, there are some faults and then they need to plug it in again and yeah, read it out, what's the problem, maybe do like an update. So you still have a lot of faults with that, and yeah, that's not always the nicest. That's a good thing with an engine, that you have an engine in the car, that if there is something electrically going wrong, you can still drive the car because you have like a petrol or a diesel engine in there. Then that's the thing with electric cars. That's a bit the problem. But yeah, how I saw it from the beginning, when the market was changing, that it was just an economy thing, because yeah, every now and then the economy needs to change a bit, that we keep buying cars and selling them. You saw it with how the diesel engines were like almost banned at the time. Now you can still buy a diesel engine, but it's, yeah, it is more to get us into new cars than it really is something to change the planet or be like fully green. Because yeah, like I said, how they make the batteries, all the mines are really bad. I've seen videos of people working without even having like hand shoes on or a mask on in those mines, breathing all the bad air of things they need to use to build batteries. So yeah, that's not the nicest thing. Those people were also like probably not paid good at all to do it. So yeah, it still is not the nicest to see things like that. And then thinking about it, where is the electric energy coming from, guys? Here in Belgium, we still use like 90% or 80%. We still are using no green energy. So yeah, what's the difference then if and another thing I was not liking, like you see now I'm trying to get the wipers off, but the indicators and the wipers are like on the same not bottom, but same interaction we need to. So that's quite nice, because I was doing here, it says watch out a bit. Yeah, so I don't know how to get them off, the wipers, no idea. All the time the indicators also go on, so that's maybe something you need to think about in other cars in the future. And yeah, I don't get the wipers off. No fucking idea how to do it, guys. You can pull this one to me or pull it back. I have no idea. No, the indicators are also still on. Yep, get them off. So yeah, Elon Musk, he was smart at the time because he eventually is a businessman, guys and girls. He doesn't really care that much, I think, about the planet. He just wants to make money like all business people do. And at the time he was smart. He saw it happening with the diesel engines, that they were almost banned. Petrol engines were a bit old. They were trying to get us into something new. And yeah, he was smart enough to build like full electric cars. At the time he started with the small Lotus car that's now sent to space. They put there like I think it was an Elise or Lotus Elise or something like that, where they put like the engine out and put like a full battery in to test a bit the full electric cars. And then he came out with the Model S. So it was smart at that time to be like one of the very first to bring a full electric car out that works and that has a good mileage, has a good range to drive around in, that you can drive a bit somewhere that 100 or 200 kilometers is nothing. So they started at that time at 400 or 500 kilometers of range, so that's quite good. And then from there the success started. He came out with the Model 3, which was a bit cheaper. Built like a very big factory in the States. Built like a very big factory here in Europe and Germany for batteries. You can also buy like the home battery from Tesla and things like that. So he really has changed sort of the car market, and now all the car brands are making full electric ones. And I'm not sure how time will go, because yeah, they always promise a lot and they always say this and that petrol engines or diesel engines won't be a thing in the coming after 2030 here in Europe, but I'm not sure about that. Yeah, you can say it, but we'll see if it actually comes true, because they still sell like diesel engines at the moment and they still sell petrol engines. So it's now 2023, we're going into 2024 in 6 years time. I'm not sure if they get all those cars out of the scenery here. Of course, nobody will actually buy a full electric one because they are still quite expensive. This one starts at 50,000 euros. Yeah, it's a lot of money, guys. 50,000 euros, you can buy like a nicely spec'd C-Class, a nicely spec'd 3 Series, maybe even a 5 Series BMW. So yeah, I would know what I would buy from that money, but yeah, the thing is, as self-employed people here in Belgium and in the Netherlands, also maybe other countries in Europe, maybe even in the States, they can deduct it, so they can almost drive for free with cars that are fully electric. That's why they sell so well. That's why you see them driving around a lot. But normal people that just work for a job, not work for their own, that don't earn like 5k a month, it's a lot. Car that doesn't look that good, has still some electric issues, and yeah, it's still a thing that you need to wait to fuel a car. Like there's someone fueling their car, it's a minute it takes. Now you really need to stop somewhere, even maybe drive somewhere else as you would normally go, because yeah, there aren't in every city quick chargers. If you are on the highway, then the fuel stations next to the highway in big cities will of course have quick chargers, but not in every. This is like a small town here in Belgium, so yeah, I don't know where I could find quick chargers here, so we probably need to drive to another town and the evening or in the morning to go charge a car before I can drive it. Yeah, it's not really practical, guys. I always saw it as a thing, an in-between thing, like there will be something else, and we will still be driving petrol engines or hybrid cars after 2030. I'm almost sure of that, because yeah, there is no other way in practicality. If you live in an apartment and you have like 10 people living in one block, where are they all going to charge their car in the evening? Yeah, it's not really practical, guys. But coming back now to Tesla, because I'm getting a bit carried on in the whole electric car story. It's a thing, it's always a talking point that it's, I don't see it happening at all. There is no structure for that, there is not enough energy for that, there aren't enough products to make even batteries from. Yeah, so we'll see. But now still Tesla is the best, so if you're looking for a full electric one, I would recommend Tesla, because they have like the best batteries, the best range you can drive with a car. If you're looking for more of a good looking car that has still a fun driving experience and a clean, nice finish on the inside, I would definitely take the Porsche Taycan that I drove, because it's of course a Porsche, it's a German car, it's finished nicely on the inside, it's quality built, it has sort of a sporty drive to it. I said in that video that it still has like the tight steering of Porsche, but now doing it with this car, it also has like quite a tight steering to it, so that's it's quite a good thing, I think. It's such a good steering. The pulling up was also quite quick. I admit, driving it's like every normal, regular daily car that you can just drive around in. It's quite nice, simple, clean, nothing really to complain. You have everything. The multimedia is good, the range is good. So yeah, that's why I would still recommend as a full electric car the Teslas. If you're looking for a bigger one, then of course take this one, the Y, which is a bit more spacious, a bit higher on the inside. I've sat on a Model 3 before, and of course the roofline is a bit lower, but it was also a fun car to be in. And now driving with it for some kilometers. I actually found the button for the wipers here on the side. I was complaining about it, that it's like the same place where the indicators are and the wipers. So yeah, come back on that one. And yeah, quite nice driving actually. Gonna be honest, if I'm gonna compare it with other electric cars, I think they all drive a bit same, I would say, because you have like no real difference in speed or anything. Guys, I also found the farting button, it's quite fun. Press here. Listen to that. It's quite funny if you wanna put like a joke on one of your co-riders, and then you can do it like that. You can also put like a fire on if you're standing still somewhere with your girl. You have like a nice cozy fire here on the inside. Yeah, all games he has thought about, or Tesla has thought about, and it's quite cool, I think. So guys, I hope you enjoyed here a bit of this review of the Tesla Model Y. I think it's quite a cool car. Not the biggest fan, but I think it's cool what Tesla has done. Respect even for him for doing it. He is a businessman and it is business, so on that point he has done it great. Don't see it as he's trying to do something good for the planet. That is not really the case, I think. He's a businessman and he does business well. And yeah, if you're looking for a comfortable, spacious electric car with a good range, then I would go for a Model Y. Personally, it's not the best looking, but yeah, it's what you eventually want. So guys, if you want to compare it maybe with another car, the Mustang Mach-E like I said, and the Porsche Taycan I also drove, so you can maybe go check those reviews on my channel if you're not sure about buying a Tesla. And also I've driven a lot of hybrid cars in the past, from BMW, from Volvo, from Audi. So if you're maybe looking to buy a hybrid car, then you can go and do that. Personally, I would choose a hybrid, because you still have like an engine in there, some sound, you can still drive everywhere you'd want without needing to think, oh, will my battery get me there? But yeah, if you're self-employed, I would of course deduct it, this full electric one, because it's quite nice. You have your 4 hazards, simple things like here, some mirrors, what the fuck is this? Like you have on an iPad, that's quite fun. How it opens and closes. Yeah, some fun details Tesla's thought about, like the key and things like that. Yeah, cool. For now guys, thanks for watching the review. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, to see the coming reviews and the coming car videos. And see you in the next one, guys. Bye. Put a special light show on with Tesla. Moving the mirrors, opening the boot. That's quite fun.